tablespoons, teaspoons.
Left of the oven. Hello. Top. All right. Oh, hello. I have a friend cooking turkey in the other room, so I yell every now and then. I thought that was going to be blueberry, and it was pineapple. That was a very different flavor than I was expecting. Where were we on this? Yes.
I've had to jump through so many hoops tonight just to get my hands on this crown, and it really should have been mine all along.
All right, so it's about matching it up with this now. I don't like those clouds. I will need them, but I don't mind the tree line, but the trees are way too big. Do I do like a normal city skyline? It's going to be too bad, too much. So I want to show the ground a little bit. Can I just shrink that? No, that's the majority of it. Let's see if we can find anything. That is not what I'm looking for. Some of those don't really need it to be at night. I can make it at night. But something like that when it's like darker would be, or further away. I'm trying to think about another option, but I think that's what I'm going to have to do. I don't really know how you search for that. Is that like a aerial skyline? But I don't want a city skyline. I need more sky. That could kind of work. Because I could expand that sky, but that's going to be an orange, orange. Yeah, I want like a night or a blue or something. But anytime somebody does a night shot, they're going to do a city. They're not going to do night shots of a dark skyline. Maybe during a storm. It's really just something about creating a line. I don't even care how it creates it. That looks like, oh, that's cool. I think it's a lightning strike or something. Some people have some interesting bathrooms. Yeah, I'm not seeing much. There's nothing that it would fit my fancy. I could definitely put something together, but that just takes time. Being that I want to work from a distance. Might be able to make something work from the ones that are already there. Oh. This one doesn't have other skills. Yeah, Kyle's over there making turkey for tomorrow, so spices. Sky card here. Not Sky Dome. Actually, maybe. That might actually work. Let's check what the skins they have. This is a 390. Okay, which of these do I need to change? There we go. That's a... Because the nice thing with this is I can spin it. And then the sky above moves a little slower. But it's about whether or not there's a sky that works. See, like, this could work. I wonder if modifying the textures for sky domes is super hard. Like, that could work. This a shot. No, go back. There's just this line that I don't know why they have it that bad, but you can even see it's supposed to repeat. Whatever. I don't want the actual skyline visible. Oh, probably, maybe can. Oh no, if it spins, that's gonna look weird. I might be able to use this as like a background sky. So
What?
okay, we'll do that, but then I have to also have it go up. She was just like Applejack in the park. Okay, now is it already disabled for lighting? It is. Perfect. Which of these is hitting everything? Oh, that's what it means by main. Haha. I don't want it hitting those. I want to have full control of the color in the background, so I have to reduce its distance here. This 10,000 isn't enough. There it goes. So just get in there and stop it. And how about this one? It's not much, but actually I don't think this is even in the background. Nope. So we'll leave that one. I wish the lights wouldn't do that. Up there. Have to.
You want to try it?
Huh?
Take a little pinch, you need it.
Spices? Yeah. Spicy.
It's good. Oh, just that all.
I'm just. Here. We don't need food. Just eat the spices.
Yeah.
Following that up with cider is really interesting.
It's like the smoked paprika is the most glorious thing I've ever.
It's like a smoked paprika pineapple cider now.
Ooh, that sounds great. Sounds like a fucking Mediterranean meal.
It's actually not that bad.
This bottle of smoked paprika was $7.50. I'm gonna buy some more. That's how good it is.
It was pretty good. I don't think this one's actually hitting anything. There's something still hitting that background though. Oh, is that the one I skipped? Yeah, okay. I just want to be careful. So I am going to get rid of it. So now all I can taste is paprika.
It's good. It's good for you.
It's not a bad thing, but...
It's really fucking good.
Yeah, this is minor. That's why I'm not seeing it. There we go.
I love this.
There.
This
Okay, now that there's no lights in the background, I can control it. But I can't differ too much from what already is there. From the previous shot, anyway. Jesus Christ. Oh, I thought I copied that from Maneuver Light. Oh, no, it needs more than that. Oh, forgot about the eye problem. There, done. I don't really need many shadow lights, so easy fix. Well, that does mean that I have to move inside the wall, though. So to match it with this previous shot, we'll need to go a bit more red and darker. Oh, that's why. If I get rid of... It's really weird when it's just dog. I think I'm going to take the Sky Dome though and spin it a bit more as its default.
What exactly? What?
These are going to be faraway clouds. I feel like this is too big. I see the Sky Domes are invisible on the one side.
What?
And I have to spin it faster than two. Oh, now I feel like I can actually see the rounding.
What exactly? What? What?
I might need to keep it with the bigger one just because I'm going to feel the rounding if I
What
don't.
What? What? What?
Alright, that should be fine. Okay, I didn't like those clouds. Or I might change them anyway. These clouds, though. I want 2 copies. Spike got a brain in his butt. Where does it go? Okay. Okay, the nice thing is now I can actually make cloud layers. I might have to play with the lighting a little bit, which actually will have a difficulty with distance if I don't move these a little closer. So I'll do that. Give them a default motion of something. Oops. Two of those. Oh no, that's fine. We're gonna turn them a little bit to make them more parallel. Artificial motion. downwards a little bit. They feel overly bright right now. I can probably just darken them with lighting. Maybe a bit darker. Okay, actually it's pretty decent. Actually, if that's the case, then I don't need to have them so close. What is that? Oh, that's a shadow of the rocket. It looks like a big old penis. All right, no more penis. So let's move these further out now. I think once I get the final product for this figured out, that gets really weird if you like zoom way out. Like, oh, I never had that do that. That's goofy. Alright. Alright, so I need to keep it at least some of them moving with the same speed. So right now it's moving much faster. Turn it a little bit there and make it feel a little bit light. No, not the last one. Now it's being summoned from the other clouds, and I don't want that. You know what? I wonder. I'm gonna take the Sky Dome and we're gonna slow this down. About half. Okay. Now I'm gonna take these and speed them up. That, but I don't think I'm going to keep it exactly. So this one I'm going to pull in a little.
So what are we working on right now? Spike. Oh, he's actually in the rockets. Wait, why is he a dog?
Because we have Sunset Shimmer. This is going to be the one that
I've had
dies.
to jump through so many hoops tonight.
That's fair.
Just to get my hands on this crown.
But why is he a
And it
dog?
really.
Because we're in Equestria Girls now.
Oh, he went through the portal.
No,
Oh.
No, it just
Right.
goes. Boop. It's literally the sound that happens.
It goes boop.
It goes boop.
Perfect.
And then
My hands
And then
on
here
this
it goes.
crown, and it really should
it's called I didn't want to animate it.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. Good shit.
But
Oh boy.
and then it's just gonna keep going back and forth with her doing the thing, then Spike, and then
What
He's
exactly
like, wait a minute.
and then
do you think you're
her
going
doing
to
her
do to
other
stop
speech,
me?
and him again.
I have magic,
And then-
you have.
I was originally gonna have it explode on her, but now we're gonna have it where it's Spike in the brain land first, and then about 3 seconds later, then it hits her. So
Okay.
for misdirection. But after the last thing, it was.
Oh no, Big Mac!
The whole time, it was so sad.
Why do you do this? That's good stuff.
Before we were doing all around me and slow motion. So it's just like.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
And then he just.
Zoom. Goodbye, Rocket. Now he's just disappointed.
I'm not changing it either.
No?
He's just sticking like this, and that's it.
Stoked till the end.
Yeah.
And then he's obviously on the rocket, flailing for life.
Yeah, but I still animate that bit. But yeah, it's getting there. That's the establishing. I haven't figured that one yet. But I haven't figured out how to 100%. I was really gonna have like a question, like after she blows up, that they looked weird. But then that was gonna be the main joke, but it's not gonna fit anymore. So. And plus,
Delete all of them.
Oh, but the whole thing was going to be that like they were all freaking out, but AJ was going to be back with a shotgun. I had to figure out what was wrong with her texture first, but
Yeah.
then like, yeah.
The Question Girl models always freak me the fuck out in SFM.
Mm-hmm.
Always freaky as fuck.
But then Michael wanted Lara and Bon to be like hugging or doing some ship thing.
Put them as far apart as possible.
So instead, I put Bon and him like arm in arm, and he's like, "No, no." And then the other original idea was to have it so that the rocket didn't blow up, and it was gonna just go off the to be continued meme, and then it was gonna show that on her screen, and she was gonna be really pissed about it and hit the button and just blow it up anyway.
Okay.
So it wouldn't have been the meme; it would have been a misdirection.
Yeah, that meme's old though.
Mm-hmm.
Too old.
That's why it's good.
No,
Because people don't like the meme.
It's in the point where it's. But what, you don't want people to like the meme?
If it's an old meme that they don't like, and then you ignore the original intent of the meme, and you have them
But it's
blow
still.
up anyway.
But it's still like in that gray
It's-
period where people don't hate it yet.
It's like when you have a huge build up for something, and then you just like don't deliver. That makes it funny. So,
Wow.
but all this is already done.
Oh
so.
yeah, well I remember. Yeah.
We just squeak. But yeah, so I don't want to go too much longer than this.
Have you upgraded up the models? Or are you still using V4, V5?
I'm
They're
not
on
using
V6 now, aren't they?
This is the I don't know what the number is now. They started adding adjectives, so they had the enhanced. Then
But the most recent one came out like it wasn't a V6 or something.
Yeah, the Erdic put out some within the last 6 months, I think, but it's not those. They have the ears with that are more fluffy, I guess. I think even the more detailed horn, more detailed wings. But if I were to upgrade to them, it would probably require completely doing everything over. So
yeah.
Anything in the future, maybe, but even then, it depends on the use. Like, if I'm using ponies here, I'm going to use the VN. I'm going to go to the old one.
Oh, sure, because you're not going to have them move or do anything silly.
If it's it's faster processing. So, but yeah.
Less polygons.
Yep, that's what I've done before. Like, I had to do I was going to do like a gladiator type shot for something, and it's going to have like 100 something in the background. So I went to the pre-VN models. The ones from Shadow Squirrel.
You should just have the little ovals. Just a little oval.
I thought you can do that. But the Shadow Squirrel ones, you can have like probably like 10 to 15 of those to equivalent to the amount of polygons on a current edition. Oh, yeah. So I could put way more of those. But it's also not about how many models, it's about how many are loaded in memory.
Oh yeah.
So I've loaded.
I remember you doing the test.
The library test.
Yeah, I think. Was I sitting there for the library test, or I really just remembering that?
I don't remember. I can't remember.
I feel like maybe you did that, but then you redid it for me at some point.
And I don't remember what the count was. I swear it was like 300.
It was a lot. It was a lot of lyras.
And it was lagging, but it was working. Mm-hmm. And the memory was low, but the
fuck loads.
But then when I loaded a different shot that was mostly unique, I had like 30, and it was chugging. So yeah, it's 32-bit restrictions. I don't know, with Half-Life Alyx now, let's see, maybe they'll someday update Source.
Well, Source 2 is out.
Yeah, well, there is an SFM with Source 2.
There isn't?
There is.
Oh, there is.
It's Dota specific, and it doesn't have about 6 features, the majority of which are make or break for me. Mm. It doesn't have material overrides, so if I want to do anything with materials, I have to go to Source.
They have... With Half-Life Alyx, they're actually coming out with the map editor. So that must mean they have the texturing tool.
Wait, they're upgrading Hammer?
They're getting it out.
Hammer is the most shitty tool I've ever worked with in my life.
Is that bad? I've never even heard of it before, so...
Well, let me see if I still have these.
I've never even looked at Hammer. I thought that was just a map editing tool.
There was a stupid glitch in Hammer. I want to see if I still have these files. Oh no, I think I might have lost them all. Hello, Jack. It was in Hammer. If you when you create object, it's not a modeling software; it's a mapping software. So anything you do is going to be simple. It's about building the structure. If you see something really detailed, you put a model into the map. But I was trying to use it like a modeling software, but it cannot handle concave objects. Everything has to be convex. So if you have any wall object, the object itself that you put to that wall, if you're going to have a concave feature, has to have a pole or split into multiple bits. It was this weird thing, but it would not tell you if it was concave. So you would make something. You would spend an hour or two working on something, and you'd use the sculpting tool.
You just get an error.
No, you wouldn't.
Oh.
You would save your file, and you would close it, and then it wouldn't open again. Oh. So you could lose everything. That's not
acceptable at all.
And that was a commonly known thing. I lost all my original cache ones, which really I don't care about at this point. But I had, I believe, 182 different save files. Because every time I touched the sculpt tool, I immediately
just saved it.
I would do something, save it, close it, reopen it, doesn't work. And
they must have fixed that by now.
No, that was a couple of years ago, and they never updated it since.
Really?
Oh, so okay. Yeah, it was because of stuff like that I stopped. I stopped remembrance for years. Because I just it frustrated the crap out of me.
Interesting. Oh, okay. Well, then fuck that.
So they updated that. Even if it was the same software and they got rid of that glitch, that's an upgrade. But they're
releasing a long tandem. So.
But it probably works with Source 2, and that doesn't make any use for me unless it works on here. And who knows? Maybe they will upgrade it and finish it. And they might be using it, Alyx, as a flagship. That's what I was thinking they were going to do with Source 2 originally.
Probably. But yeah. Well, Turkey is done. So I'm going to quickly just kind of double check everything, make sure it's clean, and then at least get out of it, I guess, get back to my own.
Okay. No more spices for me to lick?
No.
Oh, darn.
Nope. They're all the turkey, so if you want to like go, like grab a spice, you have to go lick the turkey.
Oh, yeah, raw turkey. Mmm. How you doing, Jack? Are you doing well? It is Friday, so I hope so. Ooh, this is going to be closer, so it's going to be darker. Let's say that this distance. Oops, that is going to be blue. Ooh, is that a good first try? Yeah, it was. Okay, I was thinking about adding, or putting one closer, but I think that's, let me copy this one. Let's see if we put it in mid. I don't want to put too many different, like, layers. I want to, but I want to have some that, let's see if we can go like, let's go 20, let's go big. And let's see, can I put this even further back? I want to make this even bigger. And then we're going to slow it down. Ooh. Why are you not moving?
Oh,
Michael is back. Okay, that's gonna be still in.
Michael. I have a couple of things. He put a freaking kill on the wall. That's the bird up. No. So
I was productive.
The bird in the fridge.
Your gravy? I left the liver in the
Okay,
heart
that's
for you.
gonna
Which
be
one is that, the gravy?
rough. That
No.
light
Oh,
jumps.
is that pretty
No, it isn't.
Really?
Maybe it's stuffing.
No? Not the flavor of the gravy? Are you sure?
It's not pieces I spend money on stupid stuff, but I just got the greatest gravy bowl. Look, it darks the gravy on the food.
Okay, so this one needs to move either forward or backwards.
Right. Also, this is the spine. Would you ever make stock with this?
You could.
No. Would you?
I've made stock before.
Would you like to have this? Otherwise, I'll take it.
Take it. If you're gonna make stock, you can take it.
Well, no. I mean, that if you think you're gonna make stock with this, this is only a half chance that we're gonna use this.
I'll use it if you don't.
Okay. Then I'll leave it to your betting with you.
Oh,
You made stock out of it. I actually Andrew needs to.
that was apt. That's accurate.
I'll put this inside the fridge.
Look, you.
Hmm.
See, you claim I spend money on stupid stuff, but look at this awesome gravy bowl I bought. Gravy comes out the mouth. And I got this for dessert. It's unicorn slime.
I think I saw that at the. I saw you have that. So.
What are you
Your
gonna
gravy
do?
bowl
What are you
is
gonna?
awful.
What are
You
you
can at least wash that out, right?
I mean,
What are you gonna do with the gravy bowl when you don't have gravy?
He's gonna put it on the fridge.
Unicorn slime in it.
What if you pour whiskey out of it?
Alcohol distribution. Okay.
What do you do on Christmas?
If you're sitting on the couch just drinking whiskey,
Just start making out with
Blair.
the deer.
oh yeah,
Bourbon.
if you're French kissing a deer to get your whiskey,
You're doing it right.
I don't know if that's right or not.
sure. For somebody that gives me shit for buying 50-cent better meat, he buys some of the stupidest shit.
Best thing ever.
That is really fucking.
No, we're gonna use it.
No, we can use it. That's fine, but
Yes.
you now have to use it every day.
We can't have gravy every day.
No, you can use it for
heart attacks.
You can use it for other stuff.
I told you that we can put the unicorn slime in it.
Yeah, are you gonna eat unicorn slime? Every day?
What? Out of the gravy bowl? It depends how slimy it is.
I worry about that man.
You got potatoes for sweet potatoes. I'm gonna be bringing all the mashed potatoes for tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm doing all that jazz. So I think I should be done on my end. I don't bring potatoes, just the potatoes and everything, the turkey, I'll eat here things like well. Yeah. What time were we planning on eating at least?
I don't know. I gotta go.
You what?
I gotta go to the D&D.
Oh. Well, okay. So then we're gonna be eating later in the afternoon. When were we planning on
I was
eating?
telling people around 4-ish.
Okay, that's about 12 now.
Aaron said he can come, but he probably wouldn't be able to stay too late. So,
Okay. Do I need to bring more booze, or do you literally have enough for the?
I don't have that much booze.
There's all this stuff on top of the fridge.
Yeah, what? Like,
Oh yeah, there's that stuff too.
There's like gallons of it. Yeah, I'm good with not drinking so much cider stuff.
I grabbed something on the way back from D&D.
She looks pretty good. I'm surprised. I pick up some stuff, but not too much.
I grabbed one tomorrow. I gotta go out anyways.
Oh yeah.
Probably got D&D.
You're having for
I'm scared of that.
No,
climb.
it's a topic.
Which bird are you drunk again? No, I don't. It's like Jello thing he saw yesterday, and now I just went and bought it. Hello, fan. No, we through my work, I got a free turkey for Thanksgiving, and so, but my parents or my brother, because he's the one that's kind of doing the setting up the Thanksgiving thing for my family, said he doesn't need any extra turkey because he needs a bigger one. Oh, thank you for working. That's okay. So I got a 12-pound turkey for free and didn't know what to do with it. So we decided to have a Friendsgiving that we're doing tomorrow afternoon. So Kyle came here and put some rub on the turkey and whatever, and have at least 4 to 5 people coming tomorrow, maybe more, to kind of have an early Friendsgiving celebration. So yeah, it should be fun. It's an excuse to eat a whole bunch of food.
I've been here for like an hour, 2 hours. Oh, I've been here for almost 3 hours actually. Now that's most of it. But yeah, I've been here 2 hours already doing all the turkey and stuff.
So it actually turned out like
Why is your license plate covered in tree?
It's under the tree.
because you just left it on the table, so it became a present. You can't open it until Christmas.
No, I need it this weekend though.
I can turn the lights off right there. I want to see what it says.
Oh, that right there. Yeah, no, I'm not sleeping right now. I need to go home and I'm gonna be playing some Far Cry 5 with Sam because it's Friday. I'm gonna go drink and stuff. Yeah.
I'm blinking it.
Why is the tree blinking?
Did you hit something?
No,
He's fucking with you.
I'm not. Look at the tree.
No. I'm telling you, he's fucking with you.
Oh.
What? Kyle! Damn it!
I was staring at the tree for the next 45 minutes while you did that.
Dude, I wanted him to like literally just come down the stairs some nights and just be like looking at the tree and like it has one red light on or something.
You're like screwing with me.
A little bit.
It's this hobby. Too easy.
Hey, Michael,
What?
can you be a good boy and grab me another cider? You're not connected to a computer.
You already chopped up the turkey.
Yeah.
It's dead now.
Well, it was already
Well, that's still dead.
That actually turned out pretty good in the background there for clouds.
I'll talk to you guys later. See you tomorrow.
All right, see you tomorrow. Thank you. Oh, I probably should put some under here too. What's the big one that was in the background?
That cider's gonna leak if you leave it on the side.
The what?
The big thing is cider.
Oh, the gallon?
Yeah.
Because it's cheap?
Because it's just a milk jug.
Ooh, that's a closer one. Oh, that's actually fine. Maybe I should, let's move this one out a little bit more and slow it down just a teeny bit. And now darken it just a teeny bit more too. Oh, Blurred, that's Kyle. Actually, you were on the streams back when Kyle was here more often. We used to be in the same apartment together. But then he ended up buying a place and moving away from the apartment. When we originally moved into the apartment that I was at before, when we were there, yeah, you remember him. He was a muscle guy or workout guy. When we moved into the apartment previously, it was me, my sister, and Kyle lived just down the hall. Or not just down the hall, but it was within the same building within about a 2-minute walk. And then Jay Holler was also just down the hall from us. And we set up like a workout schedule for a while, so me and Jay would go down 3 times a week to do workouts. And it was just neat because we had like 4 of us that were 4 or 5, because there was another Sydney was there too, but we didn't hang out with her as much. But we had a bunch of us that were in the same building, and it was kind of fun. It was a horse house, is what we called it. So we would, because we could just have barbecues, or we could just hang out anytime, drink a whole bunch, and then just walk back to your home. So it was like a dorm life type thing. After about a year, Jay moved out, and then about a year after that, Kyle moved out, and then 6 months after that, I moved. So, but it was kind of fun for that short period of time, because that was Horse House. Then when Jay moved, he moved in with Light Leaves and Ganny, and that was the new Horse House. But now Jay has officially dubbed this the new Horse House, where I live now, which I hope doesn't turn into Horse House, because usually that means like weird shit.
This means there's a lot of horses. And your houses have a lot of horses.
Upstairs, and in this corner, there's quite a few.
They're in the hallway.
I'm working on it.
We got more to hang.
How does this look for clouds? I think it actually looks pretty good.
That actually looks amazing. That's way better than what you had.
Well, yeah, it was just a texture. It was just a filler.
Well, you put those equestrian clouds too, but they didn't fit the human world clouds.
No. And this is going to be with the blur. So, the blur to blah. They're just different layers.
I love blur.
So yeah, I actually was working off of, yeah, this is called, it's a stable, sure. It was, Stan. Stan was working on some of the video for the old, with the rabbit, again, bunny business. So he was Oregon number 2 of it, he had a plane shot that had it going through the sky and it looked really, really good. And he took these like textures of clouds off the web and like kind of blurred the edges and made it really smooth. And he put multiple layers of it moving through the sky in like a 3D fashion, and it looked really fucking good, like way better than this. Because
pretty good.
But his was daytime. Nighttime is easier to do. Daytime, it's hard to get the lighting to be right. It was fantastic. I was like, whoa! And so I kind of was copying the idea with this, but he put a lot more time into that. I wonder if I can find the GIF of it.
Hey Blur, you think my gravy bowl's pretty awesome, right?
He's already put a whole bunch of stuff out for it. Why is this popping up? It's way too far back on his thing to find by just browsing his Twitter.
It's a yes.
But no, I'm not seeing it. But it was super cool. He did a fantastic job on that. That whole video is turning out great. I'm sad that it's kind of taken him so long, but I can understand. This is kind of getting down to a half-assed project. What is that dark line there? It's like a lit line I can see. Oh, I know what that is. Oh, damn. That should be easy enough to fix, though.
Question, have you eaten yet?
No, I have not.
It's odd that you had to think about it.
I got home, I sat down, and I putzed around for like 30 minutes before Kyle showed up. So, no, I have not eaten yet.
I'm still on one of those pizzas when you get closer to ending this.
That's fine.
Unless you want me to throw it in now and you can just eat it while you stream, depending on how hungry you are.
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Okay. That still looks fine.
I can make you some unicorn slime.
Okay, there's a flip of a texture back here, but I'm going to leave it for now. And if it stays still final, whatever, I don't care. I even have an idea for the next video to work on after this one's done now.
What's that?
There's a song that I found the other day that I think would make a really neat video.
Are you going to have Honey's cursing like Hasbro does now?
No. Gosh darn it. No, it has a really good singing voice, and a lot of the lines are repeated, which means lip syncing would be easy, because I can copy paste. And I had an idea for it, and I couldn't figure out, or I had a general idea for it, and it's just about fitting the characters and then building a story around the scene stuff. But the singer ends up in the last half sounding really like Starlight Glimmer. Mm-hmm. Like almost identical to Starlight Glimmer.
See, I'm going to say this now. I'm super excited about that because I love pony videos set to music.
And it's something
you don't do very often.
I did Remembrance.
Yeah, but they weren't singing. The ponies weren't. There was a part twice they were like, oh, but that doesn't count.
No, it would be in the same vein as Remembrance because I've done a lot of comedy stuff and I want to go back to do something serious again or emotionally draining. And
you could do my headcanon for Applejack.
Or you can shut the fuck up.
I want to watch your parents die. I want to be sad.
But no, Mike won't be able to hear it. It's fine. No, but I've been listening to this one on repeat at work because it's just such a good song. But at the last half of this sounds very much like Starlight Glimmer.
Can I hear it?
No.
That was your headset.
I can tell you later.
2 steps from awesome.
No, that's the name of the playlist.
Oh.
My playlist of 275 songs that built up over the past 7 years.
Entropy.
But the first half kind of sounds like her. And originally I was kind of like, whatever in regards to, or I was trying to. The idea originally I thought about using with it because I wanted to have it be, it's again I have the same idea as or similar to Remembrance, but I wanted to have some kind of a scene where it was somebody. I was thinking about bringing Sombra back, not like as a back to life thing, but like summoning type thing, but because of like a lost love thing, but where there are people trying to stop her while she's doing it, and
Are you gonna do a shipping video?
it wouldn't be shipping. It would be a love thing, but it wouldn't be with shipping. Shipping for you is like huggy, feely, kissy.
Yes.
There's none of that.
But no, they're singing about their love for each other.
No, one person is. The other one is doing nothing.
But she's
It might be some flashback type thing.
shipping.
There, I can play from the beginning again. But
I'm so happy. I'm so happy.
but it would not be a short. It wouldn't be a short video to make, but it really wouldn't be a long one. A lot of reason that this is taking a long time is because
You keep adding to it.
well, also every scene is pretty. Like this one, I have to put all the clouds and everything in the background, and there's a lot of custom animation. There would be, but lip sync could be easy. Lip syncing has actually been one of the biggest time-consuming things here because there's a lot of unique talking. There would be less of it. Also, there'd only be about 3 scene builds. This one has 2 main ones, which are very different, or which the second one's just from different angles and whatever. The other one would be from, because it's singing, I was going to utilize the actual final scene where it's going to be some kind of, I was going to do it in the open, but I haven't decided 100%. It depends on if I want to, how much fighting back that people wanted to do. But there's going to be like the summoning or the whatever ritual. I mean, whether or not it's some random pony, whether it's Starlight Glimmer, I'm not sure. I'll figure that out.
Well, if you're gonna have Starlight Glimmer, maybe Trixie?
It makes 0 sense.
You could summon Trixie.
It makes no sense. I was originally thinking Sombra because that's why originally the idea was not Starlight. It just sounds like Starlight. That's what I was thinking
I think
about.
the vast majority of the shipping done with Sombra is Fluttershy.
But no, it's not going to be a ship with whatever works. It's going to be probably with a no-name. Somebody, or unless the comics have some kind of a relationship that he had with somebody.
It's Celestia.
No.
In one of the comics, there was an alternate dimension
Nope, that's not going to
Sombra.
happen. It's probably going to be a no-name because a no-name is easier to work with. I can develop a story however I want to feel.
Wasn't there was another character, like, I think. I haven't read that many of the newer comics, but
only be made like the scene build of at the end for that. I was going to utilize a church that was in here as a main transition between singing, because it's actually at this part in the song there's a big transition bit, and what I wanted to do was have it actually be where you have the same shot from the side in like a church, and have it go during those scenes flipping back to her at this other thing, preparing, doing whatever there, having flashbacks to other people coming to prevent it, whatever she's doing, but during that big like flip to have her singing go from the church to that and actually be like because a lot of times like in music videos you have it where it's like there's a scene going on but then the singer's in a different scene, completely different scene, doing the singing, and then it goes back to them in a different scene but not singing. I wanted to actually have that be a transition where it goes from that being the not singing portion to the singing portion, but then at the very very end transition back, it's because then it leaves it open, which I like. But what characters go in there or what the story of it doesn't matter. I was trying to work that out. I like the idea of using Sombra because I kind of wanted to do something with Sombra. I already had something started with Sombra, but I don't think I'm ever going to do it. So,
I'm gonna look to see if there was ever a canon relationship he was in the comics.
there is his model, or he has a model of him prior to becoming Evil Sombra.
Yeah, well, I can't remember if that was an official story or a fanfic I read with him.
Well, they have him actually in the comics with his old like official design.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
That's when he like essentially tried to like
I don't think I'm ever going to finish this.
become strong enough to banish some evil and became evil in the process. Or had like an evil twin born.
I'm never going to finish this. I was trying to do cheap lip syncing with it too to see how well it worked for his model, but it was using less friction. But I'm never going to finish it, so I'm just whatever. But yeah, so that's the difference to two models. The one thing I don't like about this model of him is he seems so pompous.
He seems he's got like a kind attitude to him. Like he was born in wealth and power, but he's got almost a gentleness about him. I kind of like the design. I don't think it's pompous.
Let me see. So if you don't know the Less Friction song, it's Come Back to Me, which is a really, really good song. And I had a good idea for the video, but...
That's his alternate universe version. That's what that is. That's the alternate universe version I was talking about, where he was in a relationship with Celestia.
Well, Papa will use them, but it would be just flashbacks and it's not going to be with Celestia.
That's the official comic thing.
The only reason I don't want to use Celestia is because Celestia would require lip syncing, which I have a whole bunch of lip syncing I've done with Celestia, but I can't show it. But she actually works pretty good with lip syncing, surprisingly well. Not as good as some of the V or the V6 models or something, but you could actually make lip sync really good. I have like a 25-second Fatal Pure lip sync, but a lot of what I would want to do she doesn't work with because again, high wind, Celestia's main.
Yeah. No.
Because a lot of it would be energy coming out. Her main goes forward. No.
Yeah, I know. It's just there's that part of me that like, but the comic canon.
And it just wouldn't work. And I also think that it would create too many questions and going a weird direction of why is Celestia going against our entire nation some random time in the future?
Comic book. It's all explained.
No. So, but this was originally just for Less Friction, and I got a.
It's essentially an alternate universe in which the bad guys were good and the good guys were bad, and Celestia crossed into this universe and found the good version of Sombra, who she fell in love with. That's the actual thing in the comic.
That's weird.
But they couldn't stay together because it was causing their two universes to collide, which was bad.
That's a Power Man 5000 song.
Is it?
When Worlds Collide.
Well, like the two universes were literally starting to like destroy each other because she kept crossing over to see him, and she had to basically stop seeing him, or the world would be destroyed, or their worlds would be destroyed.
So I had a whole bunch of lip syncing. So his lip syncing actually goes pretty good. I'm not going to lip sync him. He's not going to be used for any lip syncing, but it actually worked pretty good. And that's cheap version. I went rushing.
It's pretty good. I mean, I can't hear him, but it looks good.
Oh yeah, then that's the rough pass.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing the puppeteer version where I was just hitting play and I was just moving it. I did that for a video a while back, and it was
was the Make My Way Down.
Yeah, I did that where it was puppeteering. So it
looked good.
Well, no, there was cleanup done to it.
Yeah.
But it still was 10 times fast, maybe more than 10 times faster than normal. So and again, this is also difficult to say because if you were to do it for normal conversation talk, you're looking at 3 to 4 words a second sometimes. Mm-hmm. That singing is sometimes one word over the course of 4 seconds to 5 seconds. It makes it a little easier. But then I also had a copy paste to him, and I was like, okay, does it work in the same model? Because the bitey teeth. Mm-hmm. And it worked still pretty good.
That's good.
Because I wanted to go back and forth a little bit. I don't think it's with any cleanup too. And I don't think I even had tongue control. I can't remember. Oh, I do. I just never did it yet.
Is there like a short main Celestia?
No, his voice to me didn't work very well. I kind of like this idea because the original idea for this was to use this song as a bit that he was trying to get the. I love this thing about bringing people back from the dead. Apparently, where it was going to be about him needing the crystal heart for the purpose of bringing back somebody he loved, and about him assaulting the Crystal Empire for that purpose. I actually had, but I always have ideas and I never get to them. Where is it? Crash. I actually had found a model of the Crystal Empire and I had worked on it a little bit, but the textures didn't work and I was trying to get it to work and it was being rough. But like most things is I try to figure out what's possible and to get to do the stuff that's the hardest first. And the first thing I thought of with this was I can make a lot of this work, but I don't know if I can lip sync him. So that was originally starting again with the hardest and determined that yes, I could. Though it was a lot of work for not much. But like I said, I'm never going to finish this. This is tossed. Just because if I were to actually consider this a project to move forward on, it's going to be a lot more work. Because there's going to be a lot of people in the background, a lot of assets that I don't have. This other one I'm potentially thinking of doing would require some particles that I don't have, but I can manage that. But in terms of models, it's actually not that hard. And in terms of Sombra, I only really need a silhouette. I don't really need him much. But if you're going to have somebody fighting and preventing somebody from coming back, you're going to, or being summoned, you need somebody that's bad. And so the choices are like Sombra. I originally thought instead of having Starlight Grimmer, having this whole thing be a origin story for Chrysalis.
Ew.
I love the Chrysalis model. She's actually fun to lip sync. But
shipping her with Sombra.
No, not shipping with Sombra.
Okay.
No, to have her and have the whole thing be that about somebody that was a pony and then became what she was. Because of something that happened to her. Again, it's about starting with a rough idea and then just developing from there. I mean, the whole idea that I have for the video with the actual song to begin with is...
Because he's going to make a video about shipping.
No, it's not about shipping.
You can say that all you want.
No, it's about a heart that longs for something they can't have. No. But the whole thing is, okay,
is that other thing they can't have another pony?
So say that you have somebody that that they're longing for. And and I'm just saying any generic, I could just pick any generic female pony to have it be Sombra. Well, why is Sombra a thing for her? Well, you could say that they had a connection when they were from a long time ago, but then why is she still alive? Or maybe this was not long afterwards. And so you have to create some of those, or you have to answer some of those questions to make the video make sense. So you have to have flashback bits, but then what happened? So you have to spend the first half doing that. So then you think about time and you're like, okay, I do a third of the beginning of flashbacks, flashbacks are nice because you just kind of like wash out the color a little bit, lip syncing, and you just kind of have a look at each other. It's great. But then whatever happens to him, so it would require a little more thinking. But Remembrance's original idea was the part from when she starts doing the singing till the end. That's all I had for an idea originally. And I made the rest of it work. So it's the same thing with this. Is the climax is what people like, and what they work, or what a video builds up to. So as long as you have the climax figured out and detailed, you can work out the other detail. Who cares how the rest of it pans out? It just really worked out in Remembrance. But even then, I don't like how Remembrance started. It was a hashed together piece of crap.
Yeah.
With no context. But it worked out, so whatever.
People liked it.
Yeah, that's in the end. If people like it, then I liked it. That's fine. That's your whole point, is to please an audience. So as long as you do that, I've had a bunch of alcohol. So what else? What other things was I originally not going to show? Like that's the only one I can't open. Beginner stream is something else.
I gotta get back to reading some of the comments. Some of the stories are good.
SST. Whenever I have something that I can't show people, I make it cryptic. And now I can't remember what that means. Okay, yep, nope, I remember what that is now. Yep, I can't open that. Those two are actually related. So, okay. Show us your secrets. I've showed you most of them. If I officially call something canceled, I tend not to, or I'll show it. And this is one that it's a pip one that I have essentially called canceled.
You know what the best part of that story was? Sombrin from the alternate universe. Alternate universe Derpy. She's so smart.
Doesn't mean she's smart. It just means she's reading a book.
She got books. She's smart. She got glasses. That means smart.
The book's upside down.
No, it has no text on the
You had to check.
Yeah, well, she's smart.
No, so the original idea I was going to have for this was, it was a song that I thought had a really neat intermediate, and I was just going to use this small part from the intermediate. And I was originally going to have this whole thing that was going to be built up with like her and inside her head kind of a thing. But I was going to actually have it be like somebody yanks her out of her own head, and it goes into this like little transition-y thing. Or like a single shot with a lot of stuff going on. And it really wouldn't have been a long video, but a 60-second video can still be very involved, considering like Australia was a very involved one. So it ends up that this just didn't pan out here.
It's got a cool sequence.
Do I even have the audio with this? I don't think I have the audio with it. Where's the audio? Oh, no, actually, I have a different one.
Wait, is that Derpy or Rainbow Dash? It's hard to tell. Oh, that's Rainbow. Oh, it's Little Pit.
I'm the one drinking right now. And you just called Pip Rainbow Dash. Brown dark. Would you think that all the colors just blended together?
Maybe with my eye. It took me a second.
Okay, so this isn't... I was originally starting a concept of making... repeating GIFs that are like 12 to 20 seconds long that would be a commissionary type thing where you would put it out there. It would be in a small video format, but if you wanted to buy the rights to it for like $20, you would get the 4K 60 frames per second version for people that make music and just want a looping thing. And if they want to customize, then I could customize it, but it would be an additional thing. It was a way to try to create something that musicians could use and just make a different market other than just a full custom video, which nobody will really pay for because they're expensive. I just saved it by accident, whatever. But I thought I had a different version of this. But this was, save this as a different floating one because I was going to utilize it for that. I just don't know what happened to it. And if I remembered the name of the song, it might help because some of these are based on the name of the song. But I know it's not this. That's a tutorial. And actually, I don't even know why I have that. That's probably not gonna ever happen. That's all Rathula stuff. That's the new video. That's Ministry Mares. That's not gonna be it. These are the ones that I was doing the loop for. And I was starting. The Sweetie Bot one is barely started. This one's actually almost done. I have to get back to it. It's not in here. Unless it's Tester, but I don't think I'd call it Tester. So I don't know where it is. Womp womp. So but I know I have it somewhere because I actually started lip syncing it, so it's got to be somewhere. But I don't think I put it under canceled, did I? Oh, it's right here. Okay, well, never mind.
Is it canceled? Oh no, it's a little bit. She's so sad.
This one, I might have copyright problems with the audio, but oh, that's still on my YouTube. This is all just preliminary stuff. So it's just, it doesn't start until like a little bit here. But that's what I was going to have her yanked out of there. But it never going to happen. It also seemed very edgy. But
it's moving.
But that's not going to happen either. That one's canceled. I like starting things. Just finishing things is hard as hell.
You get an idea and you're like get excited about it, and then like 3 months later when you're still working on it, you get a different idea and you're like, why am I still working on this?
Yeah, actually, exactly.
Yeah,
it's 100%.
That's why I can't ever focus on anything.
But that's why, like, I really want to do the idea with that other song. Whether or not it happens, I don't know. Especially since we're still working on this. I refuse to start anything else until this is done.
I have a bad.
Well, I have one other thing that's being worked on, but it's not a me project. It's another person's project that I'm helping with.
Yeah.
But I'm also really bad about working on things off stream. I haven't touched that one for like 2 months now, and I really got to get back to it. Because it's going to be really funny when it's done. Anything else I've started on? I don't know. Let's see.
He's got folders and folders and folders.
Anything. So my structure is anything that has a bracket and a lowercase starting letter is a finished video.
Yeah.
So this is all finished stuff. In some way or another, whether or not it's a public thing that I made or put out for somebody else, it's all public stuff. Anything that was within the brackets is groups of stuff. So this is about when I was doing the 30-minute challenges, anthology, these are the breakdown videos, anything I canceled, Celestia Face, because I had a lot of those. GIF Flash, this is just a bucket for others. Anything on panels, so bad fanfic panels. Promos that I've done for conventions. The Rathlo stuff, any just scene builds that I've saved separately in tutorials. 2-year anniversary stream. Oh, yeah, that one. Well, no, I did I didn't do it for 5-year. I thought I did a 4-year though. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I haven't opened before. The foliage demo is just for panels. Good Girl has nothing in it. That was a video idea that I still be neat to do, but never going to happen. That's just a scene build. Bluebird is nothing. It's just Rainbow Dash loaded. This one's corrupted, so that one's not going to do anything. Psychic Course we opened last time. Rainbow Slam is in my trailer. What is the name I opened last time? That's just Rainbow Dash going against the wall and stopping. Sword Fight is just them looking weird at each other and then it stops. Reach For Me you just saw. Not going to open that one. Snail Tranquility. That was a Tranquility.
Right.
I was making a play off Snail being Zenyatta.
Remem has me intrigued now.
It's not going to happen. Spitfire Fire was a picture we never finished. Shiny Smiles was an inside joke. Tron I opened last time. Unbroken is just a little bit of Luna lip syncing. And then Where Are We Going is also just an old video that never got finished.
Are you thinking of a sequel? Is that supposed to be like the start of a sequel to Remembrance?
No.
Okay.
Kind of, but no.
That means yes.
But no, it wasn't.
No, kind of. But no, wait a minute.
It's related, but it's not a sequel.
I see. It's a prequel.
But it's a scene build and preliminary stuff, but I never went anywhere with it.
Yeah.
Mainly because we're sidelined on our SFM panel for BronyCon. That file was probably created.
You were making it for BronyCon and then the panel got canceled, essentially, is what you're saying.
With the anticipation that we were going to have the panel. Yeah, March of 2000. No, that was 2017.
Well, before last BronyCon.
I thought it was for this year. Maybe I guess I made it beforehand. But it was for other things, and then other things just got in the way. Mm-hmm. So mainly that I just am lazy as hell.
Hardly, you just worked on something else.
And yeah, none of this is anything that's in here that does work is corrupted. So, yeah, I've showed most of the stuff that I've already started that I can show. I have stuff that has more work into it, but I just I would need permission before I could open it.
I've had to jump through so many hoops tonight.
I wonder if I want to have like the clouds light up a little bit as it goes by. Far and close. Oh, that's why I did. This is not the clouds I want. These are that one. These are the clouds I'm not going to use. Because they're stupid.
Got a lot brighter after you got rid of this. Got a lot brighter after you got rid of this cloud.
Brighter?
Yeah, from the rocket.
Oh, well, yeah, that's the way it should be.
Yeah, but it wasn't bright until you got rid of the cloud. Let's see what's walking something.
You can't give me permission. No. I was never told I couldn't show it, but it's also just a morality thing. Not opening up something without that's another person's project without checking. And I'm pretty sure they would say no anyway. So, nope. And it's really not even that much to see right now. There's no animation. It's just lip syncing and scene builds. I don't need that anymore. Delete.
Too bad that rocket's not red. What?
It's always got to be sex with you, doesn't it? And now you're going. Now you're going into furries.
This is a South Park episode more than anything.
Yeah.
What?
Do you watch that late at night?
What, South Park? Sometimes.
That episode?
Not. I've seen it once. It just stayed in my memory.
Red Rocket Boy.
See, you remember it.
I remember most of the old South Park. I haven't watched it in a while.
Yeah. I haven't watched any of the last season.
Blair, if you really thought that, it'd just be like, oh, well, Blair said it's okay, so here you go.
Yes. That would be an amazing power you would have, Blair. If I had that power, there'd be socks on all the ponies in all of his videos. But alas, I do not have that power yet.
Oh, that's super close.
It'd be a lot more derpy too. That's for sure. It's nothing said nothing about a kink. It's just cute.
It's a kink.
It's cute.
It's a kink.
Like ponies are cute. It just increases cuteness.
Oh, that's why I can't see it. There we go.
You can get juice boxes.
Does that feel like it actually adds something to it?
Hmm?
Having the light on the cloud there?
Yeah, it actually does.
I think I might need to move it backwards a little bit. Put it here and then make it a bit brighter.
No, that's just weird.
What exactly? I've had to jump.
There's nothing cute about feet. Actually, that is just a kink.
Like I mentioned before, that there in college there was that this web forum, because this was back in what 2006 or something, where it was all these people that just wanted to watch women sneeze. That was their fetish. So they would just share videos of women putting paper clips up their nose to sneeze, and they'd get off on it. And they found it so funny. Wait. Okay, do know that you watch Pony.
Yeah. And? Not like getting off on weird shit. What?
You're the one that's over like, Shipping! Shipping is cute!
They're so cute!
It's cute, but you wanted to...
They're adorable, and you want to see them cuddle!
You wanted to...
What?
Have a bit where they showed two ponies behind a couch making love.
Kissing? What? It's cute! You got these adorable little happy little ponies, and you want to see them cuddle.
It's just, I just see you in the corner just being like, keep doing it.
Just in the dark, a lit cigarette. Yeah, keep...
Yeah. Like, no crying. Wait, no.
You're not gonna
keep crying.
You're not gonna let the ponies hug. You'd be like, no touch. This is not on my server.
not on my Christian Minecraft server.
Yeah,
yes.
exactly. You're just that guy. Won't let the ponies hug and maybe smooch a bit. Nibble on the other one's ear.
You're done.
Yeah. Oh, I couldn't help myself.
You're a bad person.
I know. But I'm okay with it.
But at least I know it admit it.
Yeah.
That backwards. I need to get a shadow from Spike here.
Get like a silhouette thing going?
Because the engine's behind him, so you'd think that there'd be a shadow that's being cast.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. Did you think about maybe having the moon in the shot? With the clouds?
No.
Okay.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
If I did that, the sky's moving, so I'd have to have the moon moving with it, and the moon just creates a distraction that you have
Moon's
to look
so
at.
far away.
And there's supposed to be a storm that's going at this time, so why would the moon be out?
Because he's above the clouds.
No, he's visible from everybody else's perspective, so he's under the clouds.
Eventually. He
He's
comes through
he's
the
right,
clouds.
No, he pops. He literally just snaps in.
It kind of looks like it comes through the clouds.
No, there's a pop sound.
And it
And I might add some kind of a sparkly effect or something. Sometimes I'm glad I can't see people's imagination.
I mean...
Yeah, if that was the case, I would have already called the police.
On who? And no! I like to see other people's imaginations, because then I could see if they're thinking about me in provocative ways, and I'd be like, I have a chance with that person. That'd be an amazing ability.
And then you go, yeah, but then at the same time, be like, oh God, no, stay away from me.
I've been through every corner of the internet. There's nothing left that can start a
Okay.
Tapped out.
Okay, I'll give you that. I think this is actually done. Like, I already got him basically. Oh, not that color. I got him basically done. Like, there's nothing else I can add to that. Just get a green already. Does that fit though? Maybe a little bit overly blue. Let's go to grab that Sky Dome here.
I mean, I will admit the paperclip thing is new.
What?
The paperclip making people sneeze.
Yeah, that was weird.
That one.
I remember sitting in my dorm room, and they were next door with this, and you just hear some laughing, and then it would kind of settle down and get really, really quiet. And they were over there with the paperclip, like trying to see, like, is this a real thing? And it get really, really quiet, and then you'd just be silence, and then. Achoo! Ah! And it was just everybody taking turns with a paperclip shoving it up their nose to see if it would work. And it does!
But I feel like in that situation, there's like 3 dudes who are laughing.
There was like
one
12.
guy. One of those, like, of every 3, there's one guy. There's just like, yes.
I need a minute alone.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, actually,
They're textures that he just made partially see-through. We create a cool effect.
No, actually, give me 1 second here to drop, to increase the red here. Ooh, oh, wait, no. Decrease the, that'll work. So, what I did, for this is, there is a, or how I normally do any type of cloud background, is that I will have a sky dome or a sky card, something that's kind of a standard looking one that's just flat, that works in the background. So this is kind of like your base that's going to be covering everything that's behind everything else that you have. And so this is just a sky dome right now that is spinning very, very slowly, because this version of any sky is going to be the furthest back, so it is going to be the slowest spinning or the moving out of any of them. And you don't have to use a sky dome. You can be a flat texture that's just shifting and moving, and actually that would work better for what I'm doing because you can do a higher detail, but at the same time it's going to have a depth of field, and it's going to be far away. I don't really need that much detail, but this one does have a blue sky that I really don't need, but whatever, I made it purple. So it's just a spinning bit, and this is also lifting a little bit because it's implying the rocket's going downwards with the angle. So, but that's just kind of secondary. But so this is where I start. It's just what feels like if I were to think about the furthest possible away thing possible. How fast did it move? And so that's what I did. From there, I just added a bunch more clouds in different layers from there. And don't think to add them in random locations. Pick like 4 or 5 different like preset positions to put things. So I kind of have 1, 2, 3, and then like that 4th layer, and then I kind of added a bigger one in the background that just moves really, really slow, just a little faster than the other one in the background, just to create a little bit of difference, so it doesn't look like a flat texture. And then the closer something is to the camera, the faster I move it, because something that's closer to you is going to look like it's passing the camera faster. So that's really all that was done here. So this one back here I really don't like, but it's working, so whatever. These front ones are darker because the light's closer to the camera, and because of how it's set up, I have to darken the texture on it to balance it out to make it so everything's a bit in lighting. But yeah, they're just cloud bottles. It's the same. I think they're from Dear Esther. I've been reusing the same ones over and over, but I did import a couple of like unique, different ones to differentiate. But they're very similar from each other. But yeah, so it's just a spinny bit, and then it's just different layers moving at different speeds. And then when you put the right lighting in there, you get that. But I mentioned before, the main idea that I had for like how to do this was actually from Stan. On his Bunny Business 2 video when he had done very, very similar. And it was super, super cool. And so this was kind of based on that. And it's the same thing back here, actually. This bit with her animated, the clouds actually through this whole thing in the background just move in different paces. And this is different. Like, the other one is a moving object through that space. This is just stationary, but it's about adding just something back there so that it looks like the clouds are alive and that it's an actual like some kind of like a storm or the clouds moving. Because if I didn't, especially since I'm not moving the camera right now, based on the horse statue, I'm not really moving the camera. I think it might be a little bit, but if I'm not moving the camera, then I need to do something. Because otherwise it's going to look like a copy-paste to the background shot. And that works for 2D, but not for 3D. The other benefit to this is it's an ominous use of the clouds. So I have dark clouds coming up from behind the evil character. But I haven't put anything over here. Secondarily, I have this bright object here, and I didn't want to put it on top of things that were moving or distracting or were of a high contrast. So I put it over the light area. And I didn't put any clouds moving there because I wanted to keep that nice and simple and make it look like the storm's coming from behind her. So you can see it if I'm speeded out the right way. So, and then this is just essentially the same thing, but just the layering thing. And this whole shot is not moving. So this whole thing is stationary. So this is the camera. And the same thing is for this one. This whole shot is stationary. Not just stationary, it's actually sideways. Like this is up and this is down, like this. Because it was easier to utilize the camera for. So if you can think of physics in two different ways, where physics works the exact same depending on the perspective you're looking from. So if you want to make an object move really fast, you can either have the camera follow the fast object, or you can have everything else move away from the object. From the perspective of the object that's moving, everything is moving away from you quickly. But from the outside perspective, you are moving fast away from everything else. So you can work from either one. One of them might be easier than the other. For this one, trying to make things look like they're traveling at a very high speed and distance is difficult in SFM because of how much distance you have to work with. So it's a lot easier for something like this, especially for camera, because you don't have to animate the camera at all, is to just animate the surfaces around it. And the whole purpose of this is that in the pony world, I'm using pony clouds, pony everything of simple and high color, no shadows, very simple. But as soon as it goes to here, I'm going to more realistic because it's EQG world and human stuff. So yeah, that's kind of my idea for it, everything.
The fact that it's a darker scene too kind of helps with shadowing and stuff. It's dark and shadowy.
It's evil.
Yes.
So what is this light that's so bright? It's just a white light.
But hello, red ace of spades.
How are you doing, Ace? I haven't talked to you forever. You got more cool things in the works?
Do they involve horses?
Yeah, he makes horse videos.
Yeah, I know. I've seen them.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah. Good stuff.
I don't even know why I'm using big lights. Fuck these things. Get out of here. I don't want you. Is the rim light a small light? It's not even. That's not even that close. Whatever. I'm gonna use you. I'm a bitch now. I don't really need the clouds. This is a short one. Well, SFM to me is a tool that has a lot of power, but it has limitations. And limitations don't mean that it can't do some things. It just means you have to figure out how to make it do those things. Or about working with the limitations. So SFM has a distance limitation. I can't work with very, very, very large distances. Okay, so I'll just inverse my perspective. And so instead of looking at it from the perspective of outside, which is how normally people would perceive things, where the world is a stationary thing, is I will invert it and then make it where the perspective of the moving person is the stationary thing. And as long as you know how to play with the physics and make everything work around that, it's exactly the same. There is zero difference. So
I mean, it's a lot of the same limitations somebody working in a movie studio would have. Like, they're trying to make it look like a huge open world, where in reality they're in a warehouse somewhere in Hollywood.
Yeah. My favorite thing, and the one reason I like working in quality, is troubleshooting. There's a lot of troubleshooting stuff. It's about that's a problem. But what is the cause of the problem, and how can we fix it?
Yeah. And
sometimes it's about finding elegant solutions. Today, I spent 6 hours of my day today because I found out a very serious problem with the software that I had that I didn't know existed, and I cannot figure out the cause of it. And I spent 6 hours trying to figure out the root cause of it, and when I figured it out, it was a problem I can't solve. Like, legitimately can't solve. So then I'm like, okay, it's the same thing in here. SFM has a distance issue. I can't solve the distance issue. So how else can I solve the problem? And so I had to come up. There was three different causes, or three different. You can either solve the cause or make the solution work. There's three things that ended up being a problem. The solution. I solved two of those, making workarounds that were not probably right, but they work. And I still had to figure out the third one. But I love doing that stuff. I have a problem. Can I solve it with the tools that I have? No. Okay. Well, how do I make it work? And I love doing that. So SFM has its shortcomings, but at the same time, I love that I get the opportunity to play with the software and be like, how do I make it do things it's not built to do? And that's what's great. I have so much fun in that. Busy with school animation and science, working on KDA as well. So yeah, I'm pretty good. I am doing pretty good. I'm glad that you're doing well yourself. I hope that if you're for school stuff that goes well. School sucks, but at the same time, gets you where you need to be.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I mean you never know, but actually, why am I blue? I need to go red here. A little bit more red.
I had a pretty big problem at my job yesterday. I was the only one there, and I wanted to eat food, but I didn't want to lock up the store, so I had to order pizza.
Darn.
I know.
I'm talking about like solving like complex computer software problems. You're like, I had to figure out what to do for lunch.
Yeah. I made my job sound easy, but I can't jump food. I just have a lot of downtime late.
Yeah, nowadays I don't think you can just study 2D. Like, I remember my sister wanted to study 2D, but they're like, nobody does just 2D anymore. It's all 3D. Even the 2D it has 3D stuff now. This isn't a bad thing. There's a good reason why, but
it's quicker and cheaper.
It's reusable assets too. Okay, if I put radius on this, does it spread out the point light? Yeah, that looks okay. Yeah, 3D is fun. Well, I think if I had the ability to do 2D, I think that would be fun. But 2D, I like having the ability to work on something in a larger bit and then like poke at it until it refines to where it needs to be. It's like making a clay pot, where you have a big old block of clay and then you slowly mold the entire thing at once into what it needs to be. Well, with 2D, it's a lot harder to do that because you can't draw and then add more detail add more detail over and over again.
I will say though that all the old like 2D Disney films look way better than any of the new 3D stuff they do. I love.
It's just a gimmick.
I just like what 3D or
3D, yeah.
Like I always like rewatching The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
I have
Because
a
some
much
of the scenes that
higher.
are beautiful.
I have a much higher respect for 2D animation over 3D. Not to say that 3D is bad median and that it's not as good, but the amount of planning and work that needs to go into a good 2D animation is just fascinating that they can make something by drawing frame after frame work so detailed. It's similar to the way I'm doing animating, but I can go back and fix things easier than they do. If I need to fix things, it's about moving a little bit of a model. If they want to fix something, they have to go redraw a whole arm or something.
Yeah.
And that's just...
I think
Ugh.
one of the things I liked about just 2D in general is it tends to be a lot more stylized depending on the artist. 3D, I mean, you get a little bit of difference between each thing, but it all starts kind of looking the same no matter who makes it.
But you could say the same thing with 2D though, regarding
Like everyone has their own style though. 2D.
But in 2D, everybody has their own style. But if you're making a Disney movie and you're hired to do a Disney movie, are they going to just say do your own style?
Like some of them, depending on the director. You generally see the director.
But
style
everybody still has to follow a consistent style.
well, for that movie, yeah.
Yeah. So you can't just go and
It's going to be whoever the animation lead style or the director's style is, but it's still going to be stylized to an individual. Like, Disney's going to expect a certain level of quality, but as long as it looks good.
yeah. But again, everybody has to agree on the style. So your style might be different from a different animator's, but you both have to animate the same.
Yeah, well, who's ever in charge, that's the style it's going to be. Because that's how hierarchies work.
Yeah, that's the one reason that like I never wanted to get into 3D animating stuff like on a higher level, because anytime you go into that you have to do modeling, and I never want to get into modeling. The most I've done with modeling is I made a flag for remembrance, which congratulations, I can make a square, and the mouth flexes on Rathalos, which I had to learn a lot to do. But I was able to build off of knowledge from other stuff I've done. So, but even then, that's not really animating, or that's not really modeling. That was taking something that existed and adding to it. So it's kind of a steal of work.
Something my favorite scene in any animation, going back to Hunchback of Notre Dame, is probably Hellfire from the Hunchback of Notre Dame. I love that scene. It is absolutely the most beautiful piece of animation that I can ever think of off the top of my head. And I don't think anything from 3D even comes close to that level of detail and freedom that comes with 2D.
Well, one of my favorite movies, and it's a real human movie. I mean, a human movie. It's a person movie with 3D elements. And it's the only movie, one of the few movies that I've maintained the torrented version for.
Yeah.
And that is Speed Racer. It's one of my favorite movies in terms of cinematography.
Wait, is that the live action one?
The live action
I've
one.
never seen it.
It is, in terms of cinematography, the way they do the cinematography, along with the audio, the voiceovers, especially for the end scene, was very. I love that movie. It is whoever did was the director of photography, did a fantastic job with it. If you ever can watch it, I highly recommend it. But the end scene, the way that they tried to meld the original show with a current day's 3D and story and everything, I thought was a great mix.
Yeah, they might use 3D for Hunchback just so that they can more easily draw where the line should be, but at the end, as long as it's hand-drawn 2D over top of it, that's all that matters as far as, like, the details and a lot of the individuality.
Mm-hmm. So Clumsy for that's kind of a split thing. So where do I get my songs? Where I get for lip syncing? The lip syncing stuff I just tend to get based on things that I've seen or been a part of. So like for instance, the Twilight audio bits in this one.
Now, fire the rocket! Hypothesis. This will be frickin' sick!
That's because I played Borderlands pre-sequel and I thought her audio worked. But the main reason that I originally used that audio is because Jay Haller wanted to make a video with, I think, Pinkie Pie using it. And so I extracted the audio for him, and then he got pulled away to do something else for Anthology, and so I just used it instead. And then it's just been a thing since. But a lot has just been from the audio bits have been from random things. I wouldn't be able to say there's a specific source. In terms of audio, where I've gotten a lot of that stuff, a lot of the audio, like the ones that you're listening to, have been a collection over time. So, for instance, this playlist I'm listening to right now is 275 songs. There's a lot. Oops, I clicked a button.
Yeah, thank you.
And that back up there. How do I get that back up there? Oh, there we go. But where I get those songs is there's a couple channels I subscribe to. Oh, God, that's not where I wanted to go. One big one is Prime Cronus. Prime Cronus is really good because they put out like a daily compilation or a daily song so the compilation will have like 3 to 4 in it. And that's where I find a lot of the new ones that I want to listen to. Trailer Music World 1 is also one that I've been listening to. But like a lot of the more recent ones I've been adding where I have the YouTube Red, so I will put on, like I recently put on epic vocals music, and I got some more recent ones from where is it? From End of Silence, and that is everything they have is amazing. Like it's one of my new favorite musicians. So sometimes it's just nice of just tell YouTube like recommend autoplay. Just let it give you what's based on a theme. The YouTube music is really good about like you give it a genre and it will keep you in that genre. So that's where I get most of the music. So like the next thing I want to work on is based on this song, Entropy, and I'm hoping to maybe start that in the next 4 years. Studying mechanical engineering. Well, good luck on that. That's a tough subject. Good luck though. Hello, Christicios. Everybody has complex names. Make a name like Bob. But Crest, I'm doing well. How many souls you paid to learn this Satan's program? 4 souls.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I saw him do it. It was horrible.
No, I'm learning this I'm not really learning it anymore, but I learned this program because it was free, easy, and had free models to use to work with. While a lot of the other ones are complex, large learning curve, and don't have free stuff. Or if they do, it's hard to get it in there and figure out what to do with it.
No. Yeah.
Well, my tutorials aren't really good about learning SFM. The tutorials I made are more about learning specific things within SFM. I try not to do the what this button does and what that button does, because Source already does, or Valve already made tutorials on how to do all that. I don't need to reiterate. They did a fine job explaining how to click all the buttons or whatever. I was covering about like things specific to the pony models, things I haven't seen tutorials for or I thought weren't clear enough, tricks that I specifically learned, things that would be adding value to the SFM community instead of just repeating it.
Going back to the whole 3D used for 2D, when I think about it, they've been doing that since like the early days of Disney. Like even with Snow White, and going that far back, they used like humans, and they would basically do a shot of how they wanted the character to move, like Snow White, and then they would essentially just trace over it. I think that's called rotoscoping. Isn't that that's rotoscoping, isn't it? Where you have a person move around and then you essentially just trace or draw over the person.
Rotoscope is a tool, though.
Yeah, well, it's a tool now, but I think that's original.
It might have. I don't know. I wouldn't be able to answer the question.
Well, yeah, that's what they used to do. Is basically they want to make the characters' movements accurate as they could be, and to get the proportions right, they would basically just dress a person up in costume, have them perform the movements they wanted to animate in the animation, and then they would take that and trace over it. So 3D. I mean, that's a person. Person's 3D, but like the relationship between 3D and 2D goes pretty much back to almost its very beginning, at least in the professional world.
Your name was randomized by Russian RPG. That's awesome, though.
They did rotoscoping with Alice. Yeah,
it's cool. I like. I don't know how to say it really, but it's. That's the reason. The reason I picked the name that I have. The Argo Daemon name was because I wanted something that was unique and different, and so I just mashed words together from stuff. So essentially, I did a real life randomizer. Because I hate putting numbers in stuff.
But yeah, Disney did a lot of that.
Yeah, there's no I remember seeing video before where they showed some of the live action versions of The Little Mermaid that they did the rotoscoping from for the complex scene. Complex scenes of like her spinning and stuff. It's interesting to see, but really it shows that if you expect to be able to jump into 3D software and animate without a reference, probably not going to happen. Being able to do like when I originally made a run cycle for the horses, I based it on an actual horse run. So I went and pulled up the video for a horse run and referenced it and just compared it. Don't just like drop it down and say, well, how would a horse run? Well, I think they'd run like this. No, there's references out there. Grab the source material.
It's kind of just a fact that throughout the entirety of like high-end professional animation, they've been using either 3D models or before that 3D people.
Well,
as we all are.
They've been doing this since day one. There's no reason. There's no reason not to use a reference person. Why would you not? It's just basically saying, I want to make this hard.
Mm-hmm. And risk the potential of all the proportions and movements being off.
Yeah, there's no reason
feeling not natural.
There's no reason not to use a reference of some sort.
Yeah, Red Ace is an example.
Is this the Little Mermaid one?
Is it? No, this is Robin Hood. I know it right off the bat. Did they get a big lady?
Oh, there. Oh yeah,
this is
I've seen this. Yeah, the reused animation one. I've seen this before.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, really, it's about saving money, so it makes sense.
Well, that was the idea, but I've watched documentaries saying it really didn't save anything. It was just kind of something Disney tried doing.
But this is interesting, where these characters are not even of the same. They're very, very different, but they're still utilizing the same idea.
General movements, yeah. They would basically just trace over them, which was supposed to save time, but a lot of the artists said, nah, not really. Mm. It's just what they told us to do, so we did it.
Yeah, that's actually, let's kind of actually open that, link that, because that is interesting how they do that.
I mean, I could see how it would save time, though a lot of the artists said, I could have done it just fast without having to trace. But that could just be their egos talking, who knows?
You've been doing it for 20 years. I can see you just being able to just shit it out
and
call it good
without having to trace. I think they showed there's like a scene somewhere, basically the opening to Winnie the Pooh with Christopher Robin climbing around was reused for Jungle Book.
Argo and Diamond, I like that. I never heard that one. So story. I used to play an MMO a while back called originally it was called Space Cowboy, and I actually have, or do I have it in here? Nah, it's probably somewhere, but I even ran a website for it. It's where I learned web development, which eventually led me going to college for web development and got me my current job. So, hobbies from gaming is not a bad thing. But when I was playing this MMO, there was a guy, and this was like a 2-nation game. It was ANI and BCU. I can't remember. I know BCU because that was the one we murdered, but I think it was ANI for the other one. And I was on the one nation. And there was a guy in the other nation, so I was Argo Daemon, and there was another guy called Argo de Guman. And so I ran a guild at the time of like 50 people, and we created like a fake rivalry that he didn't even know about that existed, that he was like my rival. And so anytime we saw him, he was Argo de Guguman, is what they would call him, and they needed to murder him. And so they would just fuck with this guy all the time, and he had no idea why. And because he always was playing, so it made sense, I guess. But we ended up all at one point, me included, we all went and made different accounts on the other nation, all with different variations of Argo de Guguman, Argo de Gaguman, Argo de Gogoban, just all these variations, and we all made it the tank of that class just like he was, and we all would just level up by staying in formation. So it was a flying game, and you could like lock on your formation with people. Tanks aren't supposed to really be in formation all the time, but we would do it, and we just run around with like tanks locked together shooting things, and we would just like, we were super boisterous and we were being really annoying until we would find him, and then we would chase him around like we were fangirls, and it was, oh my god, it was so fun. This guy was so confused that a whole bunch of people started popping up with his variations of his name, saying he was the most amazing player of all time. Oh, it was so fun.
Gotta find some way to entertain yourself, I guess.
Yeah, so the variations on names are funny because that reminds me of us just messing with this guy. I used to have screenshots. I'd have to super dig. I bet you I don't have them anymore, but there was some good times in that game. The animated survival kit's pretty good. Trust me, I haven't read it, so not like I need to, but it is very useful. All the same concepts, the 12 principles and stuff, are relatable to 3D. I actually have a full presentation that I would present at conventions that went over the 12 principles and how they relate to 3D, and to kind of show people how 3D works from that perspective. Oh no, I have a PDF version of it. I just haven't went through it yet. I think it's even like just in my I have it floating around. So it's right here. So yes, I have it. It's in my main folder. That book, when was it from? It's like, it's an old book. I was hoping that one of the first pages would have the copyright, but I think it's like 1987 or something.
Man, my brother's going bald, and it's really funny.
1981. Oh, no, is it 2001? Okay, well... Oh, I was talking about The Illusion of Life. That was the original. That was where the 12 Principles came up from. Sorry. But that one's also a very good read.
Just had released the video ad. Just the whole video goes through in about 10 seconds. Just release it really fast. Like, and it's all that work, and that's all I will ever see.
Well, I think it's great when you're going through there and it goes. You hear just dang because the bit here, right here. Oh no, not that one. It's this one. Right here. And it's just when you're going through, just
I love little cookies.
Actually, we could do this normally fast. Oh, that's too fast. Okay, it's still too fast. I think 3 is about the most you can go to. Then we'll just have it like stop on this.
Yes, that face. Face of an angel.
Here you go.
He gone. He fell out. He fell. He's dead now.
Where'd he go?
He's dead.
Oh, I gotta zoom in. I gotta bring myself in more. No, I'm in the back.
You're in the yeah. It's the back. You broke him. He's gone. You went too fast.
I have killed Spike.
I mean, the rocket's all funky. I can still see. There he is.
Okay, so he's there. Where is he? Spike, where's the hole in the rocket?
It's gone.
Oh,
The rocket's all funky.
I think I see. I have to. Where are you, Spike?
Oh, Spike, where are you, boy?
Spike is dead. I went into negative zoom, and negative zoom gets really so.
It was pretty funky.
So this is where you keep zooming in, and I'm still zooming in, and still zooming in, and then so now my I am. Normally this is inverted, right? No, okay. No, so if I keep zooming in, it'll also then go back the other direction.
Hey, there's Spike again.
But now when I move up, it goes down. So I'm moving down, up, left to right.
Why is that even a thing? Who decided that this is how this should work?
And then let's keep going again and see what happens.
Madness. Only madness can occur.
I'm still backwards.
Just loops.
Alright, now it's fixed.
Yay.
I think he needs to blink faster. I don't think I want to have him dip his head from blinking like I normally do. I'm gonna double check.
I'm gonna get a drink. Oh.
Yeah, you haven't had alcohol yet.
I know, right? It's upsetting.
A little bit. Something there. Alright, see you later, Blurred. Okay, that's a little bright of purple at the lower end. And I think probably should put some kind of a cloud. There's like no detail here. There it is.
Oh, I did much better.
Better balance.
Different whiskey.
Ah. Oh, a whiskey.
Oh, this is the apple whiskey. No, it's double apple-y. I was never a fan of bourbon.
I think Ember's pretty good though.
Bourbon goes down rougher.
Alright, now that feels like it works. I wonder if I can put a third cloud.
Technically, Fireball's a bourbon.
Like how I wanted it to. I don't think I need this top cloud. Nah. This is okay with the two bottom ones.
I think it does look better without the top cloud because it makes him look like he's above the cloud layer.
Yeah, but at this point he's going to be hitting soon.
Yeah.
But that's fine.
Magic, you.
But it also feels like it's containing him, while this makes it feel more centralized.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why you're not in focus. That's better. So those cameras are the same. They're just field of focus is different. Or field. Actually, you know what? This might be the same. Or this might be correct. Yeah, that's why. It's because of the zoom. I have to be careful.
What is that?
That's her without her wings.
She has a pineapple for a head.
It's because this thing, the focal distance is also the exact length of her, so it's hiding anything behind the focal.
Pineapple head. she's she's Capri Sunset Shimmer.
I need to get some other light on his cheek, because he's got a dark cheek right here.
What that is?
Hmm?
Discord red.
It's red ace of spades. So he's saying how you are in Discord red.
Still doesn't make sense though.
You only just started drinking.
Yeah, but look how much I already drank. This glass is full. I had at least 3 shots of whiskey in here. And I finished 2 of them. You know what the most disappointing part of these dating websites is? When nobody responds back.
I think that's telling you something.
You know, I was thinking I would try something different, maybe bathroom stalls. You know, I heard some people get a lot of luck just writing their phone number on the bathroom stall there.
If you're looking to make a little extra cash, I guess.
I'm looking for a long-term relationship. I'm gonna write it all on the bathroom stall. Looking for a good time and a long-term relationship with love for years to come.
You know what? Just follow your dreams.
Just write an entire biography on the bathroom stall. Be amazing.
You go for it. You do you.
Sounds like a plan.
Nah, that's it. There we go. Real waste of space.
I'm sitting right
The
here.
real space aids. I like that one.
That's awful.
I like just red ace.
Yeah, but then people might think he's the ace of hearts. Which, I mean, depending on your mood.
Are you hitting on him?
Am I? Is it working?
Desperation.
Yeah, totally though. But yeah, you can call yourself Red Ace. It's like some cute girl could walk up and be like,
What exactly
Red
do you
Ace,
think you're
how'd
going
you
to
get
do
that
to
name?"
stop
It's
me?
like, "I'm the Ace of Hearts, baby." You'd totally sell it. Be an amazing pickup line. Give me that face.
Don't worry about it. Michael's standard is, do you have 2 legs?
I mean, I'm not gonna push away a girl with 1 leg.
I know. That's what I'm meaning. It's the answer to the question, it doesn't matter, and that's all it takes. How many legs do you have? 3!
That's unusual. You wanna meet up?
Well, it's a really well-hung man.
I might have to
Depends if he has a cute face. Does he have a boobable face?
A boobable face.
I really don't think I have to do too much more with his spike here. I think that's basically it. I just wanted to check how the non-shake version looks. Oh yeah, I didn't fix the focal of this one, did I? I didn't.
That's a quick way to have 3 shots of whiskey.
You know, it's also a quick way?
Mm.
Just to take 3 shots of whiskey.
Yeah, but doesn't taste as good.
It's not about taste, it's about getting drunk, right?
I mean, can't I have both?
No.
I think I can, though. It's probably good to heat the oven.
So the reason that I have this separated, the 2 cameras, is camera shake in SFM is going to cause motion blur. So you can see it's supposed to be in focus, but the shake is causing a little bit of a blur to make it look like it's not actually in focus. Well, I don't want that. So the shake right now is to allow me to get the feel that I'm looking for, but the main camera is actually what will be rendered. So I will be rendering this. And then I will go into post and look at it here. So this shaking is actually done in post. So some of it is actually a little easy to see that it's done in post because anything that was shaking to where it was going outside of the visual range of what the camera would be able to had working video form, it would just mirror the video back, so you can see this engine actually mirrors backwards again. And anytime it hits that, you'll see the engine kind of flip the other direction. So yeah, here you can see it actually mirrors. So the shake is an artificial thing. But by doing that, it's not causing a blur to the camera. So you're still getting a nice, clear, crisp image, and it just looks better because of that. So that's why I have the 2 different bits. And actually, I think you can even see it on here with some of these. Yeah, like here you can see it too. It's really hard to see, I guess, but every now and then, yeah, now you can see it arcs and comes back a little bit this direction. But it's nice because as long as you don't add too much blur, in After Effects allows you to do the mirror option to where normally it would take the video and shift it around and move it and jitter it, but it's going to create black edges where it's shaking. This allows you to maintain it and create an artificial edge, which is great. And you really can't tell that happens. A little bit at the top here because it looks like this is kind of like shifting and fading away, but it's hard to notice. I gotta remove that lens flare. I think I did that already. Did not show it the way I wanted. Nope, it's still there.
Sorry.
Okay. You guys come, god damn it.
There's a bunch of rednecks playing with a skunk. I wanted to see if the video is real, but it doesn't look real.
So that's why I put the note there, though. Change for camera for render, because I need to do that for the post. Same thing here. So I have the main camera. That's the same thing, just smooth. So this, I think, is essentially done. Like, I don't think I can really add any more to it. Because he's shaking, I don't have to worry about audio or the animation very much. I think that's done.
Rocket dog. Burn and do a question out here.
What was the old Trogdor song? Burning the countryside, burning the village. Because he's Trogdor!
Wasn't that Tenacious D? I feel like it was.
That's what?
Wasn't it?
No.
They do stupid crap sometimes.
I will help you.
Help me.
Strong bag.
Is that the name of them?
Remember Strong Bad?
Oh, I remember seeing pictures. I've never actually watched the show.
The Trogdor thing came from Strong Bad, but Strong Bad was a character of a different show. What was this guy's name?
Super Runner or something?
Close, actually. You got half of it right.
What?
Runner was right.
Runner was right? I don't remember. Awesome Runner?
Nope.
I don't remember. I never actually watched the show, but I was mildly aware of it. Homestar Runner. Okay.
Yeah, it was one of the Strong Bad emails, which you respond to emails whether or not they're real or not on his compy. I was watching those back when they were like still being released.
Was it an internet series or was it like
It was all flash animation.
Okay.
But it was interactive, so you could like sometimes click things in there to unlock certain parts of the video that you normally wouldn't see otherwise. But they're all just really short animations. Techno is another one. The system is down. But those were great. His comedy was great. It was popular enough that they put him into the Poker Night at the Inventory.
The what?
Poker Night at the Inventory.
Oh, yeah, there's
the Valve game.
Yeah,
he's actually a character in there.
That's pretty cool, actually.
With his original voice and everything.
Nice.
He actually ended up getting his own game, I believe, too.
I thought that series was on television or something.
No. It was an internet series.
The one internet series that was apparently pretty popular that I only recently watched was, oh, that's cool, was Salad Fingers. I think Giz got me to watch that one.
Yeah, that was weird that they had like 3 pretty big name characters and then Strong Bad. But he worked really well in there. I ended up originally getting this game for the sole purpose of, by getting it, one of the achievements would unlock the shutter shades in TF2, so I could make demo pan.
Yeah.
That was the only reason I bought the game. But I ended up playing it a lot because their audio was funny.
There was a unique gun for the Heavy that I kind of wanted. Just because it was the base gun, which I think was the Heavy's best gun, honestly, but it had a different texture to it.
No, it was slightly different, too. It wasn't very different, but it was slightly different. Yeah, it was like a golden something trim.
It had like the Russian cross and hammer on it. Or sickle and hammer.
Well, now that we're done with that scene,
just to get my hands.
That's the most waypoint, but not all the way done.
Do to stop me.
Now it's not done.
This?
What do you think you're going to do to stop me?
She's so happy.
I have
Happy she is.
magic, and you have.
That's gonna take a lot more time than a half hour to look into. This is probably not gonna happen. I'm not sure how to 100%. I have a good idea as to how to edit it, but I don't have it figured out yet. So I don't want to start working on that.
Oh, that was cute. Right there. No, go back. Go back where she's like, press her. No.
In right here?
No, she's too. No. No, you're in. No, now she looks no, there's something wrong with her face. She's had a stroke. That was it, no. Too many apples. Her whooper, it's disappearing.
She's dying.
No.
She's fading into the background. There we go. It's Applejack.
She's dead. There's like a cute moment where she just had her mouth. Oh, there it is. That's the cute moment. Look at her. Ooh. I think I got.
She has found shame in you.
Yeah, she's still really cute about it. Do you want the chicken pizza or the not chicken pizza?
Not chicken.
Okay. It's fine by me.
This is the face that people make in Baltimore when BronyCon is happening.
Is it a what the heck face?
They're like, stay away from me.
I think there was
actually most of the people we talk to in Baltimore are like, hey, BronyCon's back. So
I think people just found it as a kind of an interesting thing. At first they were like kind of like weird, but then there were years later, they were kind of like, hey, it's that weird thing.
No, most people when we talk to them randomly in the street, like, oh, BronyCon's back. Oh, we always love when you guys are in town. There's so much people. They're all so nice.
It's a positive atmosphere.
Yeah.
That says I need to put the pizza in.
I was in Baltimore for BronyCon. I've been there 6 or 7 years, I think. But so like once a year, but I'm not gonna be there anymore because there's no BronyCon. I have not seen the new the V6 mod. Well, I've seen them, but I haven't utilized them because most of the stuff I've been working on has already been started with the old models, and unless I have a need for a higher fidelity model, I'm not going to jump to it. Just because even now, if I don't need the higher lip syncing for a model, I'll use the VM models just because it's less polygons, more better processing. Oh yeah, I've been to every BronyCon since 2012. No, 13. Was it 14? I think 14. I was 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, this is 2014. 2012 is when I started the fandom, so not that far back. Okay, good. The other camera had a low Z range, so I went and copied the camera of a different shot. And that's what I can get. Oh, it really nice. BronyCon is one of those conventions where you're always going to miss something.
We've always missed a lot of stuff because we didn't really care after like the first year.
Yeah, you do what you can and that's it. There's only one regret I have for any convention, and that was BronyCon 2018, and that was that I missed Prince Whatever's set where he premiered the song that he had based on Remembrance, and I was going to go, and then I completely forgot about it, and I'm kicking myself for not going because that was would have been a more personal thing to go to. So I'm kind of sad that I missed that, but other than that, I've missed plenty of things at conventions, but you kind of just go that I did what I can, I saw what I could see, and had a good time. Besides that, that's the best you can do.
I think only my first few conventions did I actually go make every effort to see every major panel, see the voice actors, see the writers. And after that, I had kind of seen them all, and they started repeating themselves. So there's no real reason to keep going. Like, once you've seen the writers and voice actors a few times, you start realizing they get the same questions and they say the same things each time.
I haven't been to I think the last voice actor panel I was at was MLPMSP 3.
Yeah.
And that was like 4 years ago. I don't think I've been to another. And I didn't even really care when I had the sponsored dinner. I was like, whatever, I don't care. That's why I found the table with the person that had the least amount of people, so I could just like help entertain the VIP. Mm-hmm. And I did have fun, but I had some friends there too.
Some of the VIPs are cool to talk to. If you ever go to, I think that's one of the better part about the smaller conventions, because if they get some of the cooler VIPs that just like to hang and talk, and you get to talk to them and they're not really all that busy because it's a smaller convention, and some VIPs just don't get the attention others get.
Yeah, and that's
you
what
can actually talk to them.
Yeah, that's why with all the voice actors, their tables filled up super, super quick. And the table I went to had 4 people on it for a storyboard artist, and all they did was talk about D&D. Yeah. It was great. It was fun. I loved it. It was actually, the food is great for one, but it was just. I knew that some people there, it was their first year, and they're storyboard artists, and all the voice actors are getting the attention. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go and provide some fun for the storyboard artist, and actually got some insight from the storyboard artist, which is pretty neat. You hear from VAs all the time. Hearing from that perspective is actually pretty cool.
The one voice actor that I got to actually sit and just talk to for a while, and it's because I went to his table to get an autograph and there was no line, and he looked and he was kind of bored, so I just kind of chatted him up for a bit. It was Peter New. Cool guy. He was with his wife, and we just kind of talked for a bit.
I feel he's got a little stuck with himself over the years.
Peter New is somebody who likes to think that he's high on himself, but at the same time he's hard on himself. Like, he suffers from depression badly, and it's actually come through a couple times. He's somebody who feels like he could have. He's somebody who wanted to be big, who wanted to be a big actor, who made every effort, and he succeeded in some aspects, but in others he realizes he's failed. Like, he imagined himself walking the red carpet by this point in his life, and that hasn't happened for him. But he still acts like that's where he belongs. But at the same time, he realizes it's not where he's at. So he's kind of he's complicated. Like, if he had achieved all of his dreams, he'd probably be an asshole. But because he hasn't, he's just kind of in that weird middle zone.
Yeah, I mean, if you only get so much time there, that's understandable, but you make what time you can. Yeah, I've met Ingrid before. Actually, I was at one of her first cons way back. She's actually one of the few that I really want. There's only 2 voice actors I potentially want to get autographs ever for, and the only reason she's one of them is because I got a shadow box set that was utilizing the future Rainbow Dash with Maud and Pinky, and when I got those and they mailed them to me because I ordered them at the convention, they sent me a signed copy of Pinkie Pie. Well, now that I have a signed Pinkie Pie, I feel like I need a signed Rainbow Dash and signed Maud Pie. So that's the only reason I ever care or to bug any signatures, is just to fulfill the set and getting the other 2 signed.
I do have her signature.
Yeah. Other than that, I have nothing signed for voice actors because I have more things signed for non-voice actors. Like, I have the latest CD from Prince Whatever. I have signed. because I think that's cool. I have a poster with a bunch of the people that helped make doors signed. That means something. I'd rather get signatures from people that, and it's going to sound wrong, but the people that I have a lot of respect for. VAs, it's not that I don't have respect for them, but I don't have a value between them. There's not a value that I see in them. But for some other people that, like Prince, whatever, I listen to his music all the time, and I have a lot of respect for him as a musician and an artist. So, to me, that means more. So,
I think the only voice actor that I don't have a signature for that I would like to still get is Kathleen Westlock. Because I have signatures for all the main 6. I have them from the voice actors for Celestia and the voice actors for Mod. And I have like 3 of Larson's signature. And I got John Delancey's signature. But I don't have Kathy Westlock's. I did have the...
Look at, she's so pretty.
No, why you torture horse? Why you cut horse in half? She needs pants. She does. She needs horse pants. I mean, I enjoy the voice actors, but I do like the directors and the writers. I like hearing from them more.
I like hearing from the writers. I think because that's I love people that build a story, and to me, that they're the ones that are building the story, and hearing their perspective on things is super cool.
I think I have Larson's and I have Big Jim's, and as far as writers are concerned, that's all I got. I do have Daniel Ingram's signature. It's because I do enjoy the music he makes for the show.
I can see interest in that, yeah.
Yeah, he's been like the one consistent force throughout the entire show. Like, you might have different writers for each episode, but if they're singing a song, 99% of the time, he's the one who wrote it.
Plus, it's not every song they don't all sound the same.
Yeah.
They all have a unique feel to it, which is also a big thing.
I thought it was interesting when he was making the big pieces for the movie. He showed himself, like, you listen to the final products that he made, and it sounds like huge orchestras, but really what it was him in a studio with each and every instrument. He plays each and every instrument, and it's the actual instrument. He didn't digitally recreate it. He plays them one at a time from the music he wrote down, and then he puts them all together. And the big orchestral pieces you heard throughout the My Little Pony movie, every one of those instruments were being played by him. He is an incredibly talented musician, and the fact that he lent his talent to My Little Pony, I mean, I can thank him all day for that. But this is why she needs pants. He's like, no, pants. It's not hard to get Larson's autograph. You just have to be in like a 20-foot radius of him, and you'll probably end up with his autograph.
Yeah, I actually have his autograph too. I don't have it right in front of me. That's another story. So, I live in Minnesota. Larson is from Minnesota. So, when Penny Royal Academy came out, he actually came back to his hometown to do a book signing. So, in his hometown is only really a couple miles from here. So when we heard that was happening, me and at least one other friend, but we're trying to get more of the group to go, but it ended up just being me and him, went to this this library where they were doing a book signing for Larson. It was nothing Pony, it was for Penny Royal. And I had bought the book. Oh, you do? Sweet. I have signed a bunch of stuff, so that's cool. Thanks. But we did, me and my buddy went there. I already bought the book before, so I brought the book to get it signed. And I got there towards a later time because I had work. And so the line was already lower. But there wasn't too many people there. But there was like 10 people in the room at a time. But there was a little bit of a line at some point. And so I had a Rainbow Dash necklace. And so I went up to get the book signed. And he looks at the necklace and says, "Oh, you're one of those people." And I got a good laugh out of that. But then he goes, "So yes," he goes, "Who's your favorite pony?" So or he assumed Rainbow Dash. So he wrote on the page, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh," and he like kind of went off the side a little bit with it, and then signed it, which is fun. He ended up. So he asked the question of like, "So you're going to go to MLP-MSP?" Because that MLP-MSP was the local convention for Minnesota at that time. And I'm like, "Oh yeah." And he goes, "Well, I am too." I'm like, "But you haven't been announced yet." And he goes, "And I don't care." So he ended up he didn't give a shit. He's like, "Yeah, I'm going and I don't care." Was his attitude. And it's not on this phone, but I do have, I might actually have it. I have the, oh no, it's on that one. It's my Media RL.
He did write the best Rainbow Dash episode. Sonic Rainbow. It was the first episode I think he wrote. He pretty much established Rainbow Dash's character in a lot of ways.
I don't know what these pictures are, so here it is. Yeah. So that was at the library.
That's before he lost all the weight.
Yeah, I lost.
I thought you were wearing your Cutie Mark necklace. You just had a straight up Rainbow Dash around your neck.
Before that, I had that, and then I had the Rainbow Dash tail, and then I had the one, but that chain broke, so I haven't fixed it yet. But yeah, I did lose like 25 pounds since then.
I was talking about Larson.
Oh, Larson lost some weight too.
Yeah,
he lost a lot of weight. No, Aggie was going to be popping up into town here, and I needed to pick him from the airport. And he's like, "Well, what do you look like?" And so he took a selfie of himself in a mirror. And he goes, "This is me." And so this is what I sent him.
It's upsetting.
That's 2 apartments ago. That's my apartment before the previous.
So what chain broke?
The one of the small little late. I just got to open up a different one and close
the
it.
Cutie Mark one?
Yeah. I
was wondering why you weren't wearing it.
I just haven't fixed it. That's upstairs. I keep forgetting about it. Here's a picture of Final Draft and Nash and
I don't know who the other person is.
This Canero.
Okay.
And I think that's Kibby. It's Kibbles and Bits.
I see.
But this is back when they had the BronyCon incident with potato salad, where somebody with the horse, was it Horse News or something, came up there and he had brought some stuff for like potato salad as a joke, but they weren't going to do anything with it. And these people like grabbed it, like 5 of them, ran into a corner and just food threw everywhere, and they got all over the carpet. And BronyCon got very angry.
Why would someone do that?
It was funny though.
I'm sure, until you have to deal with the staff.
But those people didn't. One of them, I think they ended up finding one of them, and they got kicked out.
Yeah. Control yourselves.
I have a lot of pictures back. You've got friend. It says you've got a friend in me, but when you cut it off, you've got friend.
Yes.
You've got friend. Do you want to see an old picture of Adam?
He looks the same.
No, that's like 6 years ago.
He looks the same.
No, he looks a lot younger there.
I haven't changed in 6 years.
Of
course, I was already old.
Oh yeah, some of these pictures you don't want to see. They're from my leg injury, and they're pretty nasty.
I kind of want to see it.
I'm not gonna open that unless everybody states it's okay.
What, the leg injury stuff?
Yeah. Oh yeah, here's Kyle and Mitch.
It's about right.
That was back when I was doing the thing of telling people I was taking pictures and I was taking video.
Yeah. Yeah, you got me with that one at least once. I remember the dirt pillow incident. I've seen that picture everywhere.
I know, but it's on Thomas. It fits so well.
I really hope we can get him to come tomorrow.
I actually haven't messaged him yet.
It's me and Adam. I've got that face. I'm actually wearing the exact same shirt I'm wearing now. I don't change clothes.
Even you are skeptical of yourself.
Well, how many years ago was that? And I'm still wearing the same shirt.
For Adam, that's Adam the Amazing. He's also on YouTube. Oh, the Great and Powerful Trumpsy.
Oh, I remember that sold for like
so that was
$35.
They had a stand-up of Hillary Clinton that they put a Donald Trump mask on, and then they actually bought it a badge that said the Great and Powerful Trumpsy, and then they sold it in the charity auction for a good amount. This looks so photoshopped, but it's not. Oh yeah, that's the thing with Hillary. Jay hasn't really changed that much either. At least I don't feel he has. With Kyle strutting the shirt.
I don't think they changed that much in 6 years. 6 years isn't really that long.
Depends on how old you were. For a lot of people, if they were in early high school and now they graduated, that's a very big difference.
Yeah. For me,
for us, it's just less hair.
A different. I've been using the Rogaines. Trying to keep it. Mixed success. Draft is just murdering people.
I love his face though. Oh man.
Zooming, it gets weirder.
It changes.
No. I'm glad he's coming back in May. It's gonna be fun hanging with him again. It's a big old Twilight.
Well, this is one of my favorite Kyle pictures.
Sure.
I ended up dumping all the pictures from my phone before I changed to a new phone. Oh, we have some of our old creme pictures.
No,
that's
just food.
That's the old. Those are homemade pizza rolls.
Who made them?
Me. You take white bread.
Pizza rolls.
No, you take white bread and you push it really. You take the crust off, crush it really tight, and then it's Parmesan, and parsley and something else, and then we just put a bunch of cheese and cheese and pepperoni in the middle. You roll it up, you throw it in the oven, just with white bread, just standard white bread.
College level food.
It was really good too.
I'm sure.
College level is where you don't put any Parmesan. You just drabble cheese on bread.
You just don't do anything. Smash bread flat and put cheese and pepperoni in it.
Oh, this is back when the meetup had a lot of plushies.
It still has a lot of plushies.
Not that many anymore. A lot of people
don't bring them. I never brought one.
Yeah, I don't bring them anymore either.
Probably should.
Oh, here's another good Dex picture.
That's cute.
Where is it? This one.
So
wait, IHOP.
We really got to get him to. He stopped hanging out. I don't know why. I'm gonna get him out of the house tomorrow. I'm gonna make an effort for his own good.
Kitty.
He using Coco. Kitty.
And have you ever played? I just saw it before. Like one of the best polls we had for Joking Hazard. Oh, Moon Mist. Never even heard of it.
Apparently,
this one. It ended up being absolutely perfect. Anyway, whatever. But it's actually not now too. So this, I think, is just the idea for this is I want to mix it up. So she just looks right, and then she's gonna jump back. I don't want to have them both look at each other at the same time because that's distracting for a viewer to have two places to focus on. So she's going to pull back right at the moment, I might have me. I'm probably gonna have him do nothing. Maybe tilt his head, something simple because he doesn't want to pull focus. So he's gonna go backwards. She's gonna look over, and then probably right about here is she's going to also look over.
Weird smell.
Kyle did a lot of stuff with spices and stuff.
It smells like dog poop.
I don't know, maybe that's the rub.
Maybe. I don't know what rub you used.
You made it.
I see.
I'm just gonna make her sad.
Hello.
Hello, Colt. How do you handle your scene builds? What do you mean by handle? Like performance-wise, or like how do I construct? Oh, that's probably too blurry. I'll see how the render goes. I need to do another test render. Oh, that pops now.
Oh, I've never heard the pop sound, so I can only imagine.
But if you're talking about like the processing of a scene build, it's just beefier computer means better scene build, and only build it for what you can see. No, I don't use episodes for reference. Yes and no, I guess. Like this, no, I didn't. I just took buildings and threw them out there. I really don't care. But other ones I do. Like for instance, for oh no, not that one. This one. For the Remembrance Hall, I actually did use a reference. So like this door, I actually went and copied based on the door that was from the show. The hall itself, I don't think I have a comparison. No, I don't. But a lot of how this hall looks, that's probably a good one to pull out for it. And then I'll just close it. That's fine. If you actually look at the show, look around. Now look at Hall of Elements, and it's all my stuff. Maybe Element Hall. Well, anyway, so from the show, that's actually pretty accurate to what it was. At least I tried to make it as accurate as I could. The lunettes that crossed over, the flags that came down, the poles that were there, the arches, the ceiling, all that was as duplicated as I could from it. But that was because I was trying to replicate something. Besides that, I'll try to inspire from, to try to make it look similar to or as close as I can to the show. But a lot of the time is, if I try to make it look like a show, I'm going to go very cartoony, and some of the scene builds and models don't work for that. But, for instance, for these shots, I did the coloration to try to match the shows a little bit more. But then later on, when I have some of these other shots, I tried to make it more realistic because I was going into the human world and whatever. So it just depends. But normally I'll try to find references from real world stuff in the show, but I don't like to copy exactly unless I'm trying to actually represent that exact thing. No, actually, I have my banner actually for my DeviantArt is that background is actually Minecraft. That banner was made because somebody was looking for a banner for their Minecraft server that was Pony related, and so I just helped him out and I made the banner, and then he let me also then use it for my own personal use. So this is the banner I use, but that's just literally Minecraft. So I have used Minecraft for backgrounds and stuff. But I can also see references, using it for references for building scene builds and stuff. It actually is not a bad idea. I think about it of just go into an area that looks pretty and try to replicate it. It may not be exact, but using an engine that is using random numbers might come up with something that's more random and natural looking than your mind trying to come up with random, because your mind can't do random. It's very bad at it.
Whose mind can't do random?
Huh?
Whose mind can't do random?
Human mind can't do random.
I feel like that's a challenge.
No. There was an old instructor that would tell people, he would have two groups. One, he'd say, flip a coin 100 times and record your results. And then he'd tell another group, pretend you flipped a coin 100 times and record your results. And he goes, and then my job is to determine who's faking it. And he said, and he had never failed once in determining who was faking it.
This means he's lucky.
No, it's because people have patterns in what they think is random. Like, if you were to flip a coin 100 times, the chances of you getting 6 or 7 of the same thing in a row are actually decently high. But most people think, oh, we've done 3 in a row, it's got to change now. Oh, well, it's got to be one or the other and keep flipping, because that's not reality.
But that's only 1 or 2. What if you have a random number generator that goes up to 10,000? How could you possibly predict that?
If you had a human mind trying to predict what 10,000 is going to do random, compared...
A human mind created the random number generator.
But do you know how random number generators work?
Yeah, I built one before.
But they're not random.
They kind of are.
No, they're not. They're based on a key. The key is based on usually on time.
Yeah.
That's not random. As long as you know the time, then you can determine every one of those random numbers.
When you hit the button is random.
But you can go backwards and based on that time, you can determine every other future number. It's the reason that game recordings work. Old Halo games used to allow recordings of stuff because they just give everybody the same random number key. It's the same way all the games all want multiplayer to work. Yeah. You don't have to tell somebody where physics goes because they have the same RNG. But no, there's no pure random. The only time they actually now are doing it is using quantum physics and the quantum computing. And they're able to do a little bit more of that. But no, the human mind can't do random. It's always based on something. You made a decision on why something is random, which then something comes from that decision.
What if you made an accident? It's an accident.
What do you mean an accident?
Something you didn't intend.
What do you mean by not intend?
Like, I was walking across the room and I tripped. That wasn't intentional. It was random.
No, that wasn't random. That object was there, and your foot hit it based on a decision that you made. Maybe you didn't know it was there,
but you didn't make the decision to fall on your face.
No, I'm saying random. When I'm talking about random, I'm saying making a list of things.
And you can have freak accidents.
But that's not random.
If a boulder cracks off the thing and hits you dead in the head, that certainly wasn't an act of.
But random means that nothing involved, and it was a completely random event.
Yeah.
That rock over time had degraded in such a way that it was going to crack.
But when it cracked was a completely random.
Yeah, but you could have said that it was just as equal of a chance of not hitting you as it did hitting you.
Yeah, that's what makes it random.
But that's not random. No, that's not how random works.
Yes.
No, it's not.
Random just means things happening without thought or reason. Like...
No.
Yeah.
But that does have reason.
Yeah,
the rock degraded over time.
Yeah, when it broke was completely random.
But you could say that then nothing in life is anything but random.
The universe is chaos.
No.
Got it. Yes, the universe is absolutely chaos.
No, but that's you.
Unless you're into theology.
That's you implying a human thought pattern onto the universe. The universe doesn't give a shit about your human mind.
Because it's random.
No, it's not random.
Yeah.
Everything in the universe is you could. It's the I believe in the old the pi model that you can where if you can tie using any atom in the universe, you could determine the entire future and history of the entire universe.
And I am completely for multiverse theory, but that the fact that our universe even exists as it is was completely random chance.
But you don't. But how did the universe get created?
Random chance.
No, prove it.
I can't.
Then it's a theory. You're stating it like fact.
No, you're as much as you are. I mean, I'm with Stephen Hawking on that one.
Michael likes to have beliefs, and then he will double down on them no matter what you say.
What? I'm just saying multiverse theory, man. I believe the universe is just a chaotic mess, and the fact that it even exists as it is just...
There are a couple maps that tried to make it look like Ponyville already that are out there, but they're not very good. They're overly cartoony. They don't really work for shadows. It's like this weird balance where you're trying to make things cartoon, but at the same time, when you put them in 3D, they don't really work very well in 3D. There was the 2000 version of the Ponyville. It's like some weird like wood version. I've used that for stuff. It's actually what I use for this one. It's more rustic, but it works well as a good in between of making what am I looking for here? Nope.
I remember how that video
There
started. It was just like
yeah, so that it's more of a rustic Ponyville, but I kind of like it because it makes it a good balance between cartoony and not, to where you can utilize almost any of the assets and works. Then no, I probably didn't. Oh, you're making it in Minecraft? No. But oh, okay, yeah. To then build that, yeah. I mean, if you can have a reference to that's already been built, it makes that a lot easier. Good luck with that. I hope it works out. Be creative. But it's past my time, so.
bye.
Consider my own voice. I have for a couple things, but it's been my own internal stuff. I haven't really thought about doing it for anything outside of that. I've had a couple of people ask for some stuff, but I never really went anywhere with it. I have a decent mic, but I don't have a decent place to do voice stuff. Kind of. I mean, my closet now with how much stuff's in it is actually a really good sound room because there's like no bouncing. But
It's full of plushes.
yeah. Because I don't have any other place. So when I was plushes and all all my clothes are in there, and the window pull down is fabric, so that also bounces better.
If you need help moving your plushies around, I can find places.
Oh no, I'm good. They'll move from there
Decorate the whole house.
once I get better. Like if I get some shelving up or something, I'll move some of them from there. But
Yay.
anyway, yeah. So that is it for now.
What is that?
That is Applejack.
Does she go meow? Does she meow?
Oh no, this meows. So
Meow.
okay, but I'll be back Tuesday again next week, I think. Yeah, and all that jazz. So I will see you guys later. Thanks for coming by and asking questions. I love it.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.